Hi, hello, good morning, all of you. Welcome to Geology Online Guru, the exclusive geology channel. If you are seeing first time the channel, please subscribe Geology Online Guru. Today, we are going to discuss about human cardiovascular system. In the human cardiovascular system, today our topic is internal structure of human heart. Human heart is one of the major pumping organ in our body. Blood is pumped to the different parts of our body, and heart also receives impure blood and sends this impure blood to the lungs for purification, and also receives the pure blood and then pumps that pure blood to the all the different parts of our body. Now, what is present inside the heart, that is called internal structure of heart. Human heart is made up of four chambers. These four chambers, upper two chambers and lower two chambers. Totally there are four chambers. For our convenience and for easy understanding, I am taking the upper two chambers as a round shape. So the upper two chambers, are called atria or auricles. This is the right atrium, this is left atrium. The two atria are separated by interatrial membrane. This is interatrial membrane or septum. Right atria, when compared to the left atrium, right atrium is somewhat large in size compared to the left atrium. These two atria are the receiving chambers. They receive the blood from the different parts of the body. And right atrium is somewhat larger in size in compared to the left atrium. These two atria are divided by a septum, that is called interatrial septum. In the fetus heart, the interatrial septum has a hole. This hole is called foramen ovale. So a hole is present in the fetal heart at a interatrial septum, that is called foramen ovale. After birth, when the lungs functional, the foramen ovale slowly closes with a membrane, and there is a mark like a depression takes place. That depression is called fossa ovalis. The hole present on the interatrial septum in fetus, that is called foramen ovale. After the birth, when the lungs functional, then the hole closes with a membrane. Then they make a mark of a depression. That depression is called fossa ovalis. In some cases, the fossa ovalis is not formed because of the foramen ovale cannot closes properly. That condition is known as patent foramen ovale. So 3 points are here. Foramen ovale, the hole present between two atria on interatrial septum. Fossa ovalis, patent foramen ovale. Right atrium receives the impure blood from the upper body parts like head and shoulders through superior vena cava, are also called precaval vein. So this is precaval vein. Also known as superior vena cava. Then from the lower body parts, the deoxygenated blood also enters into the right atrium through inferior vena cava. Also known as postcaval vein. Postcaval vein. The coronary artery supplies the pure blood to the heart. That impure blood from the heart also received by right atrium through a separate sinus, that is called coronary sinus. Superior vena cava, also called precaval vein, from the upper body parts. Postcaval vein from the lower body parts, and from the heart, the coronary sinus also supplies the impure blood to the right atrium. Coronary sinus contains a valve guarded by a valve. This valve is known as valve of Thebesius. Valve of Thebesius. And coming to the postcaval vein, also guarded by a valve. A valve is present. Okay, this is called Eustachian valve. Eustachian valve make the way to the postcaval vein to supply the blood to the left atrium through foramen ovale in the fetal stage. But in the adults, what happening? The Eustachian valve is rudimentary. And there is no function to this Eustachian valve. And lastly, the precaval veins are superior vena cava. There are no valves present in the superior vena cava. So, valve of Thebesius in the coronary sinus, Eustachian valve in the postcaval vein. In adults, it is rudimentary, non-functional. And coming to the ventricles, the membrane or the septum separates atria with ventricle. This membrane is called interatrial ventricular membrane. Each interatrial ventricular membrane contains two apertures. Two apertures are present in between the right and left atrioventricular membrane. So the aperture between the right atrium and right ventricle, this aperture contains a tricuspid valve, and left atrioventricular aperture contains a bicuspid valve. So this is the bicuspid valve. Also known as mitral valve. Also known as mitral valve. This is a tricuspid valve. Now, ventricles. The lower two chambers are called ventricles. Right ventricle, this is left ventricle. Ventricles are the blood pumping chambers, whereas atria are receiving the blood. Left atrium receiving pure blood from the lungs by pulmonary vein, whereas right atria receives blood from three different parts. From the upper body parts, precaval vein, from the lower body parts, postcaval vein, from the wall of the heart, from the coronary sinus. So, right atrium always contain impure blood. So, impure blood is present in the right atrium. Always left atrium contains pure blood. Ventricles. Ventricles are blood supplying chambers. They supply the blood to the different parts of our body. Compared to the right ventricle, left ventricle walls are somewhat thicker. They are very much thicker than comparing to the right ventricle. And the inner wall of the ventricles shows a ridge-like structures. Ridge-like structures are there. These are called columnae corneae. Are also called trabeculae corneae. Columnae corneae or trabeculae corneae. The inner wall of the ventricles shows columns like ridges. These ridges are known as columnae corneae. Some of these ridges are large and conical. Some of these ridges are large and conical. Yeah, large and conical. Some of the ridges, not all. Some of the ridges are large and conical. These are called papillary muscles. Papillary muscles. So, this is the tricuspid wall. This is bicuspid wall. The apices of the papillary muscles connected to the chordae tendineae, also called heart strings. They are called heart strings, chordae tendineae. Chordae tendineae are the cord-like collagenous processes that connects the papillary muscles to the tricuspid wall. And here bicuspid wall. So tricuspid and bicuspid walls are connected with papillary muscles by chordae tendineae. Chordae tendineae are cord-like collagenous processes, also called heart strings. They connect papillary muscles to the tricuspid and bicuspid walls. Next topic in the internal structure of human heart is nodal tissue. A specialized cardiac musculature present in the heart that is called nodal tissue. In the human beings, there are two nodal tissues are present. One, SAN, sinoatrial node. Sinoatrial node SAN is present on the right atrium, the upper portion of the right atrium, left atrium, ventricles. is the place of the opening of the superior vena cava. This is the superior vena cava. There is a SAN node, sinoatrial node is present. This sinoatrial node is also known as pacemaker because it starts the heartbeat. That means sinoatrial node it itself takes the impulses and produce the action potential for the beating of the heart. That means we are calling it as a pacemaker, and that heartbeat signals travels through the atrium and reaches the second nodal tissue, that is called arterioventricular node, AVN node, atrioventricular node. This atrioventricular node present in the right atrium, in the lower part, somewhat towards the left side. This is called atrioventricular node. From this atrioventricular node, some bundle of fibers are arises, and they are called bundle of His. Bundle of His. And from the bundle of His, small fibers, threads arises, and these small fibers are called Purkinje fibers. Purkinje fibers. Pacemaker produces the action potential. From that, the signal travels towards the atrioventricular node, and that signals travels through the bundle of His, then to the Purkinje fibers. The signals travels throughout the wall of the ventricles. Means once the pacemaker starts, the action potential heartbeat takes place from the auricles and transfers towards the ventricles. That means auricles and ventricles both are under heartbeat. Next topic is aortic arches. In the human heart, there are two types of aortic arches: pulmonary arches and systemic or aortic arches. Aortic arches are two types: pulmonary arches and systemic arches. From the right ventricle, a branch arises to supply the blood to the lungs. A blood vessel arises from the right ventricle. This blood vessel is called as a pulmonary artery, or also called pulmonary arches. Pulmonary arches. And there are three semilunar valves also present, where there is opening of pulmonary arches from right ventricle. And like that, from the left ventricle, another branch of blood vessel arises. This is called aortic arches, also called systemic arch. Systemic arches, and here also guarded by three semilunar valves, also called aortic valves. Pulmonary valves in the pulmonary arches, aortic valves in the left ventricle, where the systemic arches arises. They are guarded by three semilunar valves. Those are called aortic what? Aortic valves. Pulmonary and aortic. So this is a pulmonary arch, this is a aortic arches. Pulmonary arch and aortic arch, when they are leaving the heart, there is a attachment between the pulmonary artery and aortic or systemic artery, and there is a attachment is there. That link is called ligamentum arteriosum. Ligamentum arteriosum, where the connection between the pulmonary and systemic arches, that connection link is called ligamentum arteriosum. Actually, this ligamentum arteriosum is a remnant of ductus arteriosus. Ductus arteriosus in the fetal stage. Ductus arteriosus is the link, a small link between the pulmonary and systemic arches. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Like the video, share the video and subscribe Zoology Online Guru. Thank you. Thanks for watching.